right, we are live. The internet is working. It's so cool to see. Having fast internet, it seems like a blessing nowadays. So, just had the solar eclipse, and I was writing some things out and listening to some visualizations during this. And one of the things that I've been really trying to find a great way at articulating is what Evolved Lyfe is, and being able to show people how it really transforms the way that you can live in such a simplistic manner. And it's so basic and so obvious, and we do it with some things, but we don't do it with other things. And I wanted to bring some consciousness around that, because this is something that we all can experience, and it's something that has brought me so much joy and so much abundance in my life. As you can see, I'm sitting here Monday afternoon, poolside, overlooking Lake Travis. I don't know if you can see that far with that camera, but this is my Monday morning. It started with doing zip lining and climbing ropes and stuff, and it's just making some new friends. So it was really, really neat. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Evolved Lyfe, because it's a way of living where you're actually pulled by purpose. And we have a much different way of living right now, where it's like we have to do a lot of things, and we're pushing to do things, and we're always trying to make energy to do more and more stuff. And it seems like sometimes it can be a little overwhelming, and sometimes it feels like we're on like a hamster wheel. And with Evolved Lyfe, you don't live that way. So, we all have a calling, and for many of us, for much of our lives, it's like a whisper. Usually when we're kids, we can hear it much louder. And then, with society and pressures, it actually gets drowned out, and we kind of put it to the side because it's what we're told we should do. And, everybody has that kind of experience, or most everybody. But that's because of the stage of evolution that we are as human beings right now. If you think where we were 100 years ago, we are so far advanced from that way of thinking. Yet here we're growing as individuals, but we're still getting tied into the old way of thinking, the things that got us here, not the things that are going to get us where we want to go. And we try to get where we want to go by doing things the old way. So we're actually evolving as beings, as creatures. And you know this because we have more information now in one day than we used to get in 100 years. So it's pretty amazing. So what happens is society doesn't support this sometimes, because it seems like it's almost at odds with society, because this calling is actually our oneness, our insideness, who we really are as an individual. And society is like, we should all be the same. And it wants to just be society in its own structure, that you are not an individual, we're a society, we are this. But it actually is not an opposite like that, and that's a way that we play it a lot of times. So we fail to realize that actually our society is a bigger expression of what's going inside of us individually. And what's happening for me is, as I transform some of these underlying beliefs about what should be and how it should be, it's actually becomes less that way. So 4 years ago, even, I watched Alex Jones, and I was going nuts in my head with this fear, and I wasn't creating anything because I was in this scarcity mindset, right? Every time I watched, I felt like the world's going to crap. There's no other way to say it. But as I started turning down the volume and the noise of the things that didn't make me feel good, and started turning up the volume on the things that did, something really interesting started happening. So if we really want to have a peaceful society, we have to be peaceful on the inside. We have to really embody that peacefulness within ourselves. We have to be that example, that role model. And when we do that, we can listen to our whisper, we can listen to our calling, and it actually starts letting us take instructions, and it gives us really good instructions about what we can do next that will feel really good. If we want to live in an outer world that's full of love, we want this three-dimensional world to be full of love, then we have to be a full expression of that on our insides, and really appreciate every little bit of things around us in the lives that we get to live. So, I'm not a master at this stuff by any means, but I've definitely gained many moments of complete mastery. And it happens when I do certain things in a certain way, and I listen to things in a certain way. And I wasn't taught this. I was taught some of this through all these conferences that I go to, the speakers that I get to meet, the coaches I've worked with. There's so many the books that I've learned. So I was taught this by a variety of mediums, but then also I started putting together and weaving these things into something that was actually usable in this outside world. A lot of people go and they just like study stuff, and then they try to apply it and they can't make that bridge. Or they might even go study and they become like more spiritual and they get more intellectual, which makes them less able to manifest in this world. So I've got this unique way of actually taking this information and the emotions tied to that information as like a guidance system. And when you live in this way, you start to have a tremendous amount of joy. Now, it doesn't work for me all the time, but I know this formula. If I practice this, then I'm going to have more of them. But I know there's still some things I'm doing wrong. So if you have any suggestions, message me. If you got ways that bring you like absolute joy and just seem to manifest stuff, I want to learn your tricks of the trade and I want to share them with the world. So as I practice them, like they become longer, it becomes richer, it becomes a deeper feeling of love and just excitement for life. So as we learn to listen to that inner calling, our behavior starts to change. Our actions get really well guided. And oftentimes those actions become effortless instead of like that days of the grind, right? There's like actually a knowing and a level of confidence and authenticity and comfort in everything that you do. And you aren't afraid to say how you're feeling or what you're thinking, and you have a way to express it where people actually want to hear it. So it's just an amazing feeling, and it's so incredibly empowering, and it actually is very impactful, and it starts manifesting great things in your life. So there's like a calm feeling, there's a presence, time even actually slows down. You can get more done with less time. You know, when you practice this stuff, and it's not just me that practices, many people that I talk to as well that practice several of these things, you actually feel like a bigger love than ever before for all the simple things around us. All these things, these little things actually become great. We become so embedded and so appreciated. Even the little things like taking a deep breath and how good that feels, to be able to pull that in. And please, I encourage you to do that right now and just feel how good it feels to breathe deeply in your breath and just pull it in and just be really present with your breath. It's just an amazing phenomenon that we get to live. We forget, we take it for granted. But our calling, the whisper of our calling, is what holds the key to what our purpose is. And when we have our purpose, we start getting pulled by it. It's so exciting. Like things just become easy, they become fun, they can become like in flow. It's just like you're in the vortex of all this magic happening. So gone are the days of the grind and hustle. Like you don't have to do that. Like I love Gary Vaynerchuk and everything, and maybe his purpose is the grind and hustle. So if your purpose is the grind and hustle, then go ahead, love it, enjoy it. But I know for me and a lot of people that I know, they're grinding and hustling, and it's taking a time away from what they really want to be doing. And that's actually such a bad use of time. And they're doing more things, but they're not doing the important right things. They're not doing what's essential for them and their path. And what this Evolved Lyfe is a way to identify what those things are that are important to you and how to manage and track them so that you can focus your energy on what's actually essential. Not the to-do list, not the things that you think you should do or were supposed to do or told people you do. You stop making those commitments. You start doing things that actually really are meaningful in your heart, things that like really call to you. And it becomes more and more exciting, and all these gifts start showing up out of nowhere. Like, it's insane. You get checks in the mail. People want to take you places, invite you places. They want to just be around you because you find this secret of joy, this like everlasting joy, like that feeling after an orgasm and sex joy, where it's like, oh, that was great. Wow. Oh my gosh. You get to feel that with so many different things. So the cool thing is, like, you don't have to work hard for your relationships or money. If you say that you do, you're going to have to work hard. You can begin a new way of living at any moment of time. And I try to pride myself on doing that. As good as I've gotten at some of these practices right now, what really is important is that I keep developing them. Because as I develop them, it's actually giving me more joy and more of that full expression and bloom of what it means to be alive. And that's what like a lot evolved life living is. It's where you get to evolve consciously throughout the day. You're paying attention to what's going on, what you really enjoy, and what feels good, what feels bad. So you don't have all these little things pile up and then you're like ready to explode and you're exhausted, right? Because I think we've all been there. Give me some of these if you ever been like exhausted because you've been doing too many things and they're not even bringing you closer to what you want. Give me some love or something like that. So we really, as humanity, like we've been living this old model of things that we were doing and they work to get us here, but we know that these old models do not serve us in the way that they used to serve us, right? Capitalism, the way it's being done, capitalism is great. It's created a lot of abundance in the world. The only way to get rid of poverty is through wealth, right? And capitalism has been the best vehicle we've figured out to get us here. But there's flaws in it, and they knew when they developed it there would be flaws in it. It's up to us, this generation, and the next generation, and everybody on the planet right now, to start looking at this differently, looking at democracy differently, and looking at how we are ruled and how we are governed, how we share, how we communicate with people on the planet, what our values and what our goals are as a society. I mean, so this goes, when you start figuring this out inside and you start getting really comfortable, you start seeing solutions to some of these problems. And we are the solution. Everybody watching this video right now, you are part of the solution to every single problem that exists in the world. It's amazing because we can all solve these things. That's what we're here to do. And the way to do that is first solve it within ourselves so we don't have any bad feelings inside ourselves. So we have to really pay attention to those and find the things that do the opposite and give us good feelings. So if you're with me on this, like, then you're looking to live an evolved life, and you probably are in some ways already. There's places where you're improving in your life, but you can't maybe figure out how to apply it to another, so you don't know the secret formula, right, that you're actually using in that area. And you might actually know it. So if you do know it, I really encourage you to message me, and let's do a video together or something like that and share it with the world. Teach me it. Let's test it out. Let's see how it goes. Let's keep growing this bitch. So if you're looking for that evolved life and you want to have a way that you're just feeling like on top of your game all the time, and you're actually here to enjoy yourself, you're not here to just like work for somebody else's dreams, and you're here, like, you actually start wanting to serve other people because it brings you joy. You see ways that you can help other people, and now that transfer of energy creates a betterness. But first, it all starts with yourself and every single moment being tracking this stuff. And it's a habit. So once you program it in, it just automatically does it, and you just keep cleaning stuff up. It's like a little piece of software that you install, basically. You just have to do it enough times for it to get going. You got to jumpstart it. So I want to share every single thing that I know about living this full life of expression, this evolved life. I want to give you guys all of that stuff. And I have a pretty lofty goal I'm going to share with you about sharing this, and I'm going to need your help to do that. So if you share this video, I totally, completely appreciate it. It means the world to me because it's going to help me towards that goal. If you tell people about Evolved Life, if you come to the event on September 9th at Geekdom, it's going to make a big difference. Reach out to me. If you want to get involved in this, let me know. There's plenty of work to be done, and we need as much as we possibly can have help, and it's a big project, and it's going to change the fucking world. It's going to change the world to the way we want the world to live, because living this way is like a better way than what we've been choosing before. It's working for me. It's working really well for me. And there's some things maybe you don't even want to do. Maybe you're like, that guy's crazy, he's cuckoo. Throw it out. I don't care. Like, I just want to give you the information. You take it, test it in the laboratory of your life, and see if it works or it does not work. So it's totally like up to you if it vibes with you. If it doesn't, whatever. I mean, once you learn it, you just keep doing it. So it feels better and better. It's not like ridiculous, like difficult. It's not, and it doesn't require, like, you don't have to be like a genius. You don't have to have a super IQ, but it will raise your IQ. So one of the things that's really cool about the Evolved Life is that you don't just live as a teacher of it. Like, well, I'm trying to be a mentor of this, and I'm not a coach because I'm practicing it. I'm not a teacher because I'm not an expert. I've gained moments of mastery. That's it. So I get to also embody the student side of it. And that's one of the most magical things. And thank you to my wife for reminding me to make sure I talked about that here, because she's part of this solution. She is part of making the world a great place. Check out Modern Femininity. It is amazing. It's a site for women to actually be able to use their divine feminine energy to actually harness what they want versus trying to operate as a man, like in the masculine world, and having to get into their masculine energy, whether it's in relationships or business or anything else. She helps women to really connect with the power that they've forgotten about. And men, we need them to do that, because when they do that, we become more masculine. But that's modern femininity. Check it out. But that's a big part of this practice as well. So there's a way for us men to behave in a way that becomes more energetic. We become stronger, we become bigger, we become brighter. So if you have secrets, I want to know them. I want to find them. I want to add them to my arsenal. So please message me if you have ways that bring you joy, bring you absolute love, just bring you positive energy to start your day or to run your day or a morning practice, whatever it is. Share it with me. I want to collaborate with you and get your message heard. I want to put it into the laboratory of my life and make it even bigger. So definitely reach out to me. So my big goal on this, and you guys are helping me with this big goal. So we got 33 of you on right now. Please share this if you can, because in 6 months, 1 million people are going to be exposed. They're going to have access to this information. So I'm putting together courseware right now for it and everything. I put out videos and I talk about some of these tips and stuff like that. But right now I'm really focusing. I'm putting this stuff down in a paper and putting it in a web way, so in a program that it's completely buttoned up, and you just go through a process and you go through a cycle and you learn it all like rapid fire, and you can learn every single piece and just incorporate what feels good to you or what doesn't feel good to you in your practice. It's just however you want to do it. So that's coming. I need your help to bring that to 1 million people. If you want to get access to that stuff, just make sure you like this page. Make sure you share this page. And if you want to, you can go to the Evolved Lyfe website, and there's a little thing you can subscribe to our emails. You might be able to do it off this page, actually. You can do it that way as well. So Evolved Lyfe is life is with a Y, so a little bit different. But thank you guys so much for joining in. I'm going to just scroll through the comments and see if there's any if there's any questions or any ideas, any thoughts. Please feel free to comment right now, and I'm going to read through. So, what's up, Sandy? Oh, thanks, Mariana. I know it's pretty nice to be awesome. So are you. So is most of the people that I know here. So if you have any questions, just kind of put them in. I don't see any comments here, so I'm going to probably roll out. I'm going to go enjoy this lovely pool, if you can see it, and this beautiful woman, if you can see her. Check out Modern Femininity. That's my wife. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please, please, please share this. This is really important. This is how we change the world, and I can't do it alone. I need everybody. I need all of you to jump in on this and just test it out. It's like an egoless based way of thinking that just allows us all to live in like complete abundance. And it's pretty radical. I know it's radical and it might sound woo-woo and crazy, but we need radical change. We are worthy of radical change. You're worthy of radical change. You're worthy of abundance. You're worthy to have every single thing that you want, everything you desire, and not just in a materialistic way, in a way of being. Like days of just joy and excitement. You're worth it. You deserve it. You need to have it. I need you to have it, because you having it, you're going to create some cool stuff and make my life better. So go get charged. If you watch some of my other videos, you'll be able to see that some of these steps and some of these processes, I've talked about them a little bit, and that's where we're at. Thank you so much for tuning in and supporting this and being here, being my reflection. All right, have a great day.